All right, let's talk about something that a lot of us have, or at least knows someone who does: the self storage unit. That little garage sized box full of forgotten things. It always feels like such a smart solution when you're out of space, right? But today, we're going to dig into the hidden trap it represents and what all that clutter is really costing you.
So let's just get real for a second. Think about what's actually in that storage unit. Is it your old college textbooks? That armchair you swear you're going to use one day? All those boxes of sentimental things you just can't bring yourself to part with. We tell ourselves we're just keeping them safe. But what's the actual, dollar amount on that safety?
And here's where the numbers start to hurt. If you're paying a pretty typical rate, say $150 a month, you're spending almost $1,800 a year. Think about that. That's a vacation. That's a new laptop. That's a serious chunk of change for your savings account. And what are you getting for it? The privilege of not dealing with your old stuff. Which brings us to this first big idea, what I like to call the $100 box. It starts out as a temporary fix, doesn't it? Just a convenient spot to stick things while you move or figure things out. But then, almost without you noticing, that solution starts to turn into a problem, a recurring and often totally forgotten drain on your finances. I mean, think about it this way. You've basically signed up for a subscription service for your own possessions. Month after month, that bill comes, and you pay a fee to keep items that are just sitting there, untouched, and, let's be honest, probably forgotten. You are literally paying a bill for doing nothing. And this isn't just a you and me problem. Oh no, this is a massive multi-billion-dollar industry. The sheer size of the self-storage world just goes to show you how incredibly common this whole cycle is. We've built an entire economy on one simple idea. We have way more stuff than we have space or time or even the energy to deal with. And yeah, millions of us are stuck in the exact same loop. Now, in a way, it's kind of comforting to know you're not alone, but it really shows you the power of that old saying, out of sight, out of mind. We push our clutter away, and because we don't have to look at it every day, we forget that it's still there, actively draining our bank accounts. It's out of sight, out of mind, and definitely out of pocket. Okay, so if it's so expensive and so inefficient, why on earth do we keep doing it? Well, the answer isn't about logic. It's about psychology. See, the trap isn't just financial. It's deeply, deeply rooted in how our brains are wired to think about things like value, loss, and commitment. It all boils down to this powerful little cognitive bias called the sunk cost fallacy. To put it simply, the more you've invested in something, whether it's money, time, or effort, the harder it is to walk away. Even when walking away is the most logical thing to do. You feel this weird, irrational need to justify all your past spending by continuing to spend. Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. That right there is the sunk cost fallacy in action. We get so hung up on the price we paid for something 10 years ago that we completely ignore what it's worth now. Or even worse, we ignore the growing cost of just keeping it. That old purchase ends up holding our future financial decisions hostage. And this really gets to the heart of the delusion. In our minds, that storage unit is like a treasure chest, right? It's full of priceless memories, super useful furniture, and future assets. But the reality, it's a lot harsher. We're spending thousands of very real dollars to house items that, in almost every single case, are losing value with every day that passes. Okay, so how do you escape? How do you break this cycle? Well, the answer isn't just about renting a truck and having a big clear-out weekend. It's about fundamentally changing your mindset. It's about creating a whole new framework for how you think about your possessions. The way out really involves three big mental shifts. First, you've got to confront the actual cost. Sit down, do the math, and figure out exactly how much that unit has cost you over the years. Second, you have to honestly reevaluate the true value of those items today. And third, you need to reclaim your resources. That monthly fee, it's not a sunk cost anymore. It's money you can get back for your future, starting right now. And this all leads to the final and most important calculation you can make. It's not about what you paid for it. It's not even about how much you love it. The true worth of any item has to be weighed against the real, ongoing cost of keeping it. So I'm just going to leave you with this one last question to think about. When you're paying thousands of dollars and spending mental energy on possessions you never, ever see or use, are you really owning your things? Or are they owning you? Thinking about that just might be the key to breaking free from the storage unit trap for good.